Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, by Hashem, Hamashiach Yahushai, Yahweh, the Most High, being our Heavenly Father, and His only begotten Son, Yahushai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. I want to give a special shout out to all the Akim out there, teaching and edifying the people to push this truth, battling all type of spirits, as well as sacrificing time away from their loved ones, risking their lives. I want to give a shout out to the Aquath out there that's being pillars of rest, stability to the brothers, as well as teaching and edifying their fellow sisters, taking care of the home, raising up the children unto the Most High. I want to give a shout out also to the brothers and sisters that may not be out on the highways and byways, but they are getting built up in the spirit. They are using any means at their disposal to share this truth, as well as learning and keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. To you all, I want to say shalom. I just was, meditating and, going through the news stories of what's been going on as of recent. And, as we get closer to that time of Jacob's trouble, so much is being revealed, but, Satan hasn't let up. And, every day you can see signs that's moving us closer and closer to Jacob's trouble. And, we must not, as it says in 2 Corinthians 2:11, lest Satan should get advantage of us, be not deceived of his devices, paraphrasing, right? But as you look at the media, you got to know that Satan is, that's his mechanism. He can twist and change the story, at the snap of a finger. So we always got to be, cognizant of what he's doing, right? And he has a way to orchestrate the media to have you believe in anything, right? And it hasn't been any different with the latest death of a brother, another brother shot down by these race soldiers, Wallace, right? And this was a brother that was recently killed in front of his mother. Okay, he had a bunch of people out there, and still, it was nothing that they could do about it, right? And the media, of course, claimed that he had a knife in his hand, and that the officers didn't have tasers, and they always have a way to orchestrate the media. But from this, of course, everything is at the hands of the Most High. He's been stirring up the spirits, and it's beyond this story. These stories create many more stories, right? And all of this is leading up to Jacob's trouble. But out of the death of this young brother, came several stories that I've take notice to, and one of which was of a sister that was driving, and she went to pick up her nephew, and her car was attacked by the police during the Philadelphia riots or whatever was going on out there, and they attacked her car. And I'm gonna show you first what they said happened, right? Okay, so let's go to it. Because Satan, which is Esau, is very crafty in what he does. So this is the story here, right? This is what they said. This is what the race soldiers say happened, right? And I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. And it says, this child was lost during the violent riots in Philadelphia, wandering around barefoot in an area that was um, experiencing complete lawlessness. The only thing, the only thing this Philadelphia police officer cared about in that moment was protecting this child. We are not your enemy. We are the blue line, and we are the only thing standing between order and anarchy, right? And so they have the police officer here holding a little black baby, and it would create this theme, right? That during the riot, the blacks, Hispanics, Native American, whoever was out there, the Israelites was out there just running around, creating chaos and anarchy, and just running amok and leaving their children to wander the streets, right? And this officer, they made sure they found a female officer out of all of it. They didn't even put it with a man. They wanted this story to have such a grip, be such a tearjerker, that they had a female officer look like they even put makeup on her, right? Because it don't even look like she was out there with the other officers that were dressed in riot gear. She has on no helmet, and she looks like she's just, this wholesome police officer, fragile police officer, taking care of, comforting this little baby, right? That's what they would have you to believe, right? So this was posted by this is the Fraternal Order of Police, right? The police union, right? Of Philadelphia. National Fraternal Order of Police. Now this is the national order, but this was posted by them, right? So if you go out to this story, let me see if I can go out to it. This is the attorney for the mother, right? And this, the mother of this child, and it says, this post by the name there is a lie. My firm, such and such, represents this boy and his mother. This photo was taken moments after the police attacked their vehicle, busted out the windows, ripped the mother from her car, and assaulted her, right? So let's see if we could pull up that video. Let's see. Bear with me. Right, here we go.
Wow. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, shit. Damn. They bust up all the windows in that joint. Was there kids in there? Somebody just hopped out with a baby. Come on.
You see? You see that? So you go from that to this, a photo op. I mean, Satan he is wicked, man. I mean, wicked. From Book of Job, he's violent in the earth. And this is the story that's just been circulating. They put it all over the news, and and this is, I think I had a picture of the sister. This is the mother here, right? You got mother beaten by Philly cops, separated from child, right? Now they done beat the mother, and it says that the mother was she was traveling to pick up her nephew, and she came across one of the streets that was barricaded by the police, and they rushed her car, drags her out the car, beat her, and pulled the baby out, took a picture with the baby, and put him in a patrol car, and the grandmother had to come gather the child, pick up the child. So these are the deceptions that is planted by Satan, who controls the media, right? And you got to think, you know, most people say, well, what was she doing out at that time of night? Why did she go on that street? Who knows? We live in these communities, you know. You could tell people to stay off the street, but a lot of our people, they have to work. They have to do things at these times. Their life doesn't stop because, all hell is breaking loose. And that's just the time that we in. With so much stuff going on, there is people that's going to be out and caught in the crossfire. Now you can tell and try to warn your people and tell them to stay off the streets, but it's only so many people. You know, I don't know if she's a single mother. She may be a single mother or whatever. She had a baby in the car and she was picking up her nephew. She wasn't out there protesting. She was just, and this is similar to the story of what happened down in Atlanta when they pulled the two the young people out of the car and beat them and tased them, bust all their windows, and the only thing they ended up doing was firing the cops, right? So this is the things that as we move closer to Jacob's trouble that you got to prepare for. you know um let's go to a quick chapter real quick. Let's go to a precept on that, because we are in the times of Jacob's trouble, and we got to be prepared for these things that is going to be happening to our people, right? Let's jump over second Esdras 16, and I believe it's 68, right? And this is second Esdras 16 and 68, because the police, you know, these are things that our people are going to run into in these times, right? You're going to be driving out, your loved one may be driving out, and they're going to be swamped by these groups of Satan. Let's just say that, right? And it reads 68. It says, "For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols." Right? So the great multitude is Satan. You see that great multitude surrounded her car, right? And they snatched her out. It was no fighting back, and separated from her child. Took pictures with her child. Said the child was wandering the streets. Created lies, right? And let's jump down to where was it? 72. Let's jump down to 72. It says, "For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses." Right? Right? 71. Let's start at 71. It says, "They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses." Right? And that's what they're going to be doing. They pulled her out of their car. And as we get to Jacob's trouble, they're going to be coming to your homes, right? But they create the narrative that this child was just, wandering the streets. The mother, they ain't even mentioned in the story. The mother was out there, creating havoc, looting and rioting. They didn't mention that they pulled her out the car, they beat her, or where she was on her way to. They didn't ask. They didn't care. Right? But they create this false narrative, right? And this is all in the aftermath of them murdering an innocent black man, right? Continuing to send our people to slaughter, right? But this is not the only story. This is not the only story from this past week, right? Let's go to this next story here. You got this story that comes out, right? You got black mob violently chases Jewish men showing solidarity at Philadelphia protests, right? And let's see what they talking about, right? Because this has made national headlines. So you got a child that's been wandering the streets for rioters, and you got these so-called Jewish men that come out to so-called support the community and stand in solidarity with the people that's being murdered in the community. Who first of all, who name that they stole. I mean, you got to see the gall of these people, right? But they came out supposedly showing solidarity, and this is what they claim that happened. This is from the New York Post.
We the real Jews, right? Y'all gotta go. This ain't y'all fight. Y'all gotta go. Show solidarity.
Because that's how they started. Check out how they started.
Y'all know these. We the real Jews, right? Y'all gotta go. This ain't y'all fight. Y'all gotta go. Show solidarity. We don't need no solidarity. Okay, good. Walk off. Let's walk. Look.
Let's see that. It says a viral video shows Black Lives Matter protesters hurling racist comments towards a group of Jewish men who tried showing solidarity. Okay?
Yo, start. Get the f*** out. Get the f*** out of here. Get the f*** out. I'm about to get trash, cuz. Philly waking up. Revelation 2:9, the synagogue is saved.
Now check that out. First of all, the headline says Black Lives Matter mob violently chases Jewish men showing solidarity at Philadelphia protest. I didn't see no violence. I seen them telling them to leave, telling them who they were, telling them who they were not. And I didn't hear any Black Lives Matter protesters. You know, I seen people there that lived in that community that was angry that these people that leech off of the community, interlopers that come in, take take money from the community, and also, come in and regentrificate the community, pushing the people that lived and gave their blood, sweat, and tears to that community out to build and raise raise the prices of the livable spaces in that community. I seen them come standing there and try to pose as they're helping the people whose name that they stole. That's what I see, and I see our people waking up and being angry for it. That's the only thing I see. But maybe I have shaders on. But this is the article that they posted down there. They said Jewish men who said they were trying to show solidarity with Black Lives Matter protesters was violently chased away by a mob and ridiculed as being part of synagogue of Satan. Okay, that's Revelations 2:9, right? According to disturbing video posted online, right? The 2-minute long clip circulated on social media shows 3 men standing in the street during a protest sparked by a deadly police shooting of a troubled local black man, Walter Scott. Okay? It says, Amalek, what are you doing down there? You don't live here. Okay? Someone asked the men, referencing the Amalek tribe, which the Jewish Virtual Library says was the first enemy of the ancient Israelites, right? And listen, we all know Amalek, right? It was Esau's grandson, right? And we know that the Most High said he will have war with Amalek from generation to generation, right? Book of Exodus. So they know who they were. They didn't respond to that. They knew exactly who they were. And they know why they was there, to try to blend in. And in the last days, everyone is going to try to blend in with and cleave on to the house of Israel, right? So they know what was going on, right? And they was exposed. But you see how the narrative of Satan being the devil that he is, the devil that the Bible speaks of. You see how he changes the narrative. Now, I went from, they mentioned a troubled black man was killed, right? And yet they get to come in and be the heroes. They get to come in and be, as Revelation speaks about, the lamb, right? When they're really the dragon. They get to come in and you know be the saviors, those that stand with us. All the while, they've been the ones stealing with us from us. They've been the ones persecuting us. They are the ones that are squatting in our land over there in Jerusalem, right? But this is the time that we're in, and let me just say this: as these days get worse and worse, right? They wax cold and colder. We are, as of today, we are around 3 days, just about 3 days until the election, right? November 3rd. And no matter what side wins, there's going to be chaos, right? And this is a time like no other, right? And none of our people should be going to the polls. We should be preparing for what is to come of this. Because whoever sits in that office is an enemy of our people. Not one of them is good, right? I ain't want to keep this too long, but let's just keep. I just want to got a few precepts. Give me 1 second. Bear with me. Of course, we gotta. It starts with definitely we got to go to the classic, because it all started with this with the murdering of the brother Walter Wallace, right? So let's go to the book of Zechariah, and the classic 11:5, right? And they already basically justified the police officers, right, in the murdering of the brother. They trying to justify the police officers in the ripping of the mother out of her ripping the mother away from her child out of the car. And they're justifying these wicked Amalekites standing in the crowd, posing as, showing solidarity, when they have been some of the main oppressors of our people, right? So let's read it. It's Zechariah chapter 11 and verse 5. Whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty, and they that and they that sell them say, Blessed be the Lord, for I am rich, and their own shepherds pity them not, right? And that's what they do. They continue. I don't know how many times over the last, years or so that this precept has come out, because this precept is always prevalent, because it continues to happen, and it'll continue to happen until we are removed from this captivity, right? And the only way we're going to be removed from this captivity is by force, right? By blood, right? That's the only way we're going to be removed from this captivity, because they don't want to. They're not going to let us leave, right? Let's let's go to the book of Matthew, and let's go to chapter 24, right? And let's start at let's start at 17, right? And see, you got to think about in this time and the stuff that's going on. You know, you see the sister that was driving through the street, but you're gonna have a lot of our people that do get caught up. And you got to know that in this time, you should not be out there. Um, and you can't be out there, you know, engaging in the chaos that's happening amongst amongst these nations, and it is going to be a lot of our people that don't listen, right? But in that video with the them Amalekites standing out there, it was another brother. It was a brother that posted that video, and I believe I have it. Let's see. Let's see here. Right. So he was out there, and bear with me. I had it up here. Brother Mac News had posted it. Let me see. It's up here, and I believe it was this one right here. All right. So this brother here, he obviously knows he's an Israelite, and he was out there. And I'm not faulting the brother for being out there. A lot of times the news is going to be covered. I don't know what was his business out there, but you got to be careful. Remember, be wise as a serpent, gentle as a dove, right? So you have to, be careful in maneuvering in this time, and you don't want to get caught up in the wickedness that's going on out there. It doesn't say, follow not a multitude to do evil. So don't be out there while they rioting. If you out there bringing out the word, you also got to be smart in what you're doing. You're trying to wake up your people, but be careful. But this brother knew who he knows who he is, right? And you can, I'll let you see a little bit of it. Let's see.
Esau.
Where's Poland? You look soft.
Can't tell.
Want to talk to me. What's up?
Esau. Esau. Why are these white people in black neighborhoods?
You got some maniac right here.
Y'all come here just to oppress the children of God? Don't you know there's a judgment coming?
Oh, they trying to box. Oh, y'all thought y'all was slick. Y'all tried to get my attention with your nut ass shoes.
Bro, you nothing but a coon. You know that, right? You nothing but a coon.
You tried to take my attention with them shoes.
I swear to God, when you're on break, they call you a nigger when you're on break.
They call you nigga to your
They call
face.
you a nigger.
So you can see that he's getting that the lions is out there. These young lions is out there, and they're against the lions, which is Esau, right? And these are those that's going to clash in these times, right? You see, they up there, and they don't care what's going on, and he's obviously one that knows who he is, right? And it's all type of hell going on out there. And this is what this is what we're moving towards. It's going to be so much more of this in these coming days, especially after this election, right?
Because you just like me, nigga.
Don't touch him. 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 Don't touch him because they can't touch us.
No justice, no peace.
Don't touch him. You don't touch him.
No
And see, as you see, they don't even care about how these cops are built up, or how they ready to go at it with them. And that's the Most High stirring up the spirits, right? The Most High sent that down. The Most High have this going. He's the greatest orchestra of all. because you got Satan that's trying to orchestrate how the media flow is, but the Most High is orchestrating everything, right? So you see that these young blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, children of Israel, they don't care. You know what I'm saying? They out there and they involved with a lot of things that that's unsavory things. You know, they don't have the understanding of the Lord. The Most High haven't put the Spirit on them, as to be in this truth as per se, but he's using them for other things. He's using them to stare Satan, to go at Satan, right? To clash with Satan, right? And they all serve his means, right?
Taking pictures. Esau. Jake, get out, Jake. So-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, and real Jews.
Catch that? Letting them know he letting them know who he is. He telling the race soldier. He said, he letting him know who he is. He telling him to get out. But he ain't trying to hear it.
Don't get caught up out here, Esau. Y'all killers from the beginning, man. Stop that murders. True. I'm in the spirit. I ain't touching these cops. I'm letting them know that they Edomites.
And you got to think, right? You got all these. You got the multitude out there, right? From Second Esdras 68, Second Esdras 16:68, right? And you have the young Israelite out there, and he got to be being taught, but from someone. Everything that he's saying, he ain't learned, on his own, right? Someone had to be teaching him this, right? Hey, shout out to our brothers that's out there teaching, edifying the people, right? On the highways and byways, even on the YouTubes, on all of the the media sources getting this word out, right? It's a collective. It's not just one. It's all of it, right? So, shout out to all the brothers doing the work of the Most High. All praises, right? But, the spirits is being stirred up, and he's out there letting them know.
And to read Obadiah.
Watch out, bro. You touching them gonna make me have to do something. Don't throw nothing. Don't throw shit. Don't throw nothing. Don't throw nothing. We got him. Don't throw nothing. Come on. Because at the end of the day, they're trying to surround us. I know tactic. My grandfather taught me. Yeah. That's your name. Y'all got like 3 names.
I'm gonna skip a little further ahead to where them Amalekites was out there.
They
got movies about this shit.
Y'all gotta go. Amalek. What y'all doing down here? You live here? Y'all gotta go. Not far. Y'all gotta go. Live here? Y'all gotta go. Y'all know these we the real Jews, right? Y'all gotta go. Y'all gotta go. This ain't y'all fight. Y'all gotta go. Okay. Show them something.
Now look, out of everybody on the street, look at, you know, who's standing around. Now you got these guys. Now these guys, they have now over this time of everything, all these riots that's been happening through city after city. You had what was it? Seattle. You had Los Angeles. You had New York. You had what was it? Ohio. You had St. Louis. You had every city that has had riots. Atlanta, and you had a lot of what do they call crisis actors, right? So you have all these people standing around, all these riots going on, and who looks like they don't fit? These guys don't fit, and they right in the middle talking about they here to set to show solidarity. Now, wouldn't anyone they know advise them, say maybe this will probably be a place for us not to go into? But you can't be, you can't be ignorant of Satan. Satan will send these guys and plant them right in the crowd for the people to attack them, and then photo op as they did with the sister's child, right? And you see how the New York Post ate it up. These guys don't look like they don't fit there, and the people in the crowd know they don't fit there. But the plan worked, basically.
Okay, good. Walk on. Let's walk.
Start your shit. Yo, start your shit. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out.
Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck
Damn,
out.
about to get trash, cuz.
Now, in this whole time, have you heard Black Lives Matter? Have you heard any Black Lives Matter protests? And I haven't seen no Black Lives Matter signs or anything like that. I just seen a bunch of people from the community that's angry for what happened, and out there challenging the law enforcement in their neighborhood, right? And they seeing something that don't fit, right? These guys standing out there will be more likely to own the stores, own some of the neighborhood stores, or own the the big luxury apartments, or be some of the real estate people that will come in and foreclose, or banks that would foreclose on the homes in the area, and build it up and raise the price for people to come in and move the people that's there out. That's where they fit at. But they don't fit standing in the midst of that crowd, right? And you see how the police are standing right there, watching, and look, check out where they go.
Philly waking up. Revelation 2 and 9, the synagogue of Satan. Tell him, you heard that? Damn, they about to trash you.
You see that? Where do they go hide? Behind the police. So if they was there showing solidarity, wouldn't they be with the protesters? Wouldn't they be considered as the protesters that's there? The news article said they was violently chased, but they went and hid behind the police.
Sector Amalek. Yo, he went to the cops. We the real Jews, believe it or not. Yeah, man. Yeah, you already know. We the real Jews. We the oppressed.
You hear that? You hear that? So he knows. They know. And Amalekites, they know, right? But let's go back to Book of Matthew, right? And in these times we're going to see so much going on. So just be alert of your surroundings, right? And don't get caught in any foolishness in this time, right? And it says, this is the book of Matthew, and this is chapter 24. And let's start at 15. And it says, when ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken by Daniel the prophet, and stand in the holy place, whosoever readeth, let him understand. Right? And it says, let's jump down to 17. And it says, let them which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out their house, right? And this goes to this time. We got our people out there looting and rioting and, engaging in all type of folly, right? And in these times, as we get into Jacob's trouble, we're going to have to flee. And we can't get caught into doing stupidity, trying to gather up things, trying to hoard things, being caught out at times when we're not supposed to be in certain areas. Pay attention to what's going on, your surroundings, right? It's as verse 18, it says, neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes, right? It says, and woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. All right. The woman with her child snatched away from her. So it's going to be a lot of that. Okay. For you single mothers out there, pay attention to what's going on. Be careful where you are. Get yourself under a covering, right? It says, and pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day, right? So, when it's time to go, it's time to go. You're gonna have to be on the move, be as pilgrims in the land as we move into Jacob's trouble. And it's only gonna wax worse, right? So these are the times that we are in right now. It's no looking back, right? Prepare yourselves. Get yourselves ready. Get your spiritual bags ready, right? Continue to pray. Continue to fast, right? Continue to beseech the Most High in everything that you do, right? I pray this has been edifying for you. I pray for all of my brothers and sisters throughout the four corners of the earth. I pray that the Most High bless you and your households. I say Kwam Yashala and Shalom.